Brew me something sweet, will you? By our friend account on AO3. Episode 13. Chapter 1. Can you take your eye patch off? Midoriya, well, he told Shouto to call him Izuku, says suddenly. They're cuddled up on the couch of the break room, Uraraka telling them to just get back there and do your lovey-dovey shenanigans. I can handle the front. Shouto with his drink in his hand and Izuku mulching happily on chocolates. Shouto freezes. Why? I want to see all of you. Izuku says, looking down at Shouto, who is sapping his warmth from his arm draped over Izuku's friendly, broad chest. Shouto swallows, glancing away before he says, All right. Izuku's fingers slip from Shouto's head to his eye patch, sliding under the band that wrapped around Shouto's head, and tugging at it, until Shouto feels the cool air hit his left cheek, and he slowly blinks open the eye he hadn't even noticed he closed. Izuku breathes in sharply, and Shouto ducks his head into Izuku's lap, hiding the scar. I know it's not the prettiest thing in the world. I'd keep an eye patch on it, if that makes you more comfortable. Izuku seems to break out of his trance, and he shakes his head frantically. No, I think you look really pretty, Shouto. Shouto cranes his neck back up, meeting Izuku's softly smiling face. You do. Izuku leans down and presses a kiss to Shouto's temple. I do. Shouto's eyes slide shut, and he basks happily in the warmth, until Izuku says, Can I... can I ask what happened? Shouto stills, eyes snapping open and glancing frantically at Izuku. Izuku seems to catch his panic, and hastily adds, Not that you have to, I just would like to know, so that I could help you, because you're beautiful and stunning and amazing. Shouto's face heats up. And I don't think you realize that, so if you want to tell me, then you can. Shouto pauses, swallowing, and then he clears his throat. Well, my father, he wasn't the greatest person. He married my mother to get higher up in the industry, since her family were pretty important and all, and he had 4 children, until he deemed the perfect heir to the company or whatever. Shouto bites his cheek. I guess he decided that the one. The humming of the machinery in the background fills the silence that followed. Then Shouto continues, recounting memories of painful cold house that felt too hot sometimes, the loneliness, being separated from his siblings. So he trained me from pretty young. He would he would also take out his anger on us. Hands on his throat, a backhand to the face over dinner. Whenever I did something he thought was wrong, he would punish me. And he would also hit my mother. And every memory I have of her, she's crying on the floor with some sort of wound. Izuku cards his hands through Shouto's hands, and he murmurs softly, Did your father give you your scar? Shouto smiles a little. I like to think that he did, but no, my mother gave it to me. He calls into the kitchen a small, Mum, and she turns around with her phone in her ear, and her eyes are hard and unforgiving. Her hand grips the whistling tea kettle. My father pushed her to the brink of insanity, I suppose. Shouto hums, and he twists the cuffs of his sleeves between his fingers. She couldn't stand the sight of my left side, so one day she saw me and she called me unsightly. Shouto brings his hands up to his left eye, a habit he's never quite escaped. Then she poured boiling water on my eye. Izuku gasps, and although it's quiet, Shouto can still hear him in the close proximity. There's a few moments of silence, with Izuku just petting Shouto's hair and Shouto just trying to keep the memories at bay. I'm sorry for ruining the moment, Shouto says, reaching a hand up to caress Izuku's face. No, it's all right, Izuku says. Do you want to talk about something else? Shouto hums an affirmation. That would be nice. Okay, Izuku says. So, Your entropy. I thought we made that clear. Izuku laughs, a bright bell-like sound that has his dimples appearing on his freckled cheeks, and a sound that makes Shoto's heart do something funny. Shoto smiles with Izuku, unbiting. This doesn't feel real. That I'm dating entropy, my inspiration in life. This doesn't feel real to me either, Shoto says, and they share a small smile. But, anyways, Izuku continues, leaning back against the armrest of the sofa. Your album is coming out soon. Are you allowed to give me a sneak peek? Shoto pauses before humming a light tune. He smiles. There's your sneak peek. It already sounds great. Izuku says, honestly, which song is that from? It's from the last song in the album. Recognition clicks in Izuku's head. The one you added randomly? I commented under the tweet and then, oh my god, you followed me. Izuku seems to have a life-changing revelation for the second time that day, and he stares wondrously down at Shoto. You followed me. Yeah, Shoto says, and at Izuku's incredulous expression, he laughs. I saw your comment and decided to follow you. I didn't really think about it. Oh my god, Izuku says, burying his face in his hands. That was you. Oh my god. Shoto chuckles, tugging Izuku's hands away from his face and leaning his cheek onto the warm palms of one. You know, the 12th track is about you. Izuku stills above him. About me? Yes, Shoto says, and he allows his eyes to slip shut. The small verse in your card is from the song. You're joking, Izuku says, and Shoto blinks one eye open to laze him over with a flat stare. No, I'm not joking. It's the same song I kept working on in the cafe. Izuku puts his hand to the bridge of his nose, like he has a headache. Then he sighs, looking down at Shoto with an affectionate annoyance. What's the song called? Something sweet. Shoto responds, and he nuzzled further into Izuku's chest. My father read it over and didn't want it in the album. But honestly, I don't care anymore. Izuku chuckles, and Shoto can feel the movement of his chest underneath his cheek. The album releases in 2 days, right? That's gonna be a publicity storm. Yeah, Shoto says. Although I'm not too sure if we'll be able to be released by then. I still don't have an album art. Seriously? Izuku says, and he starts to cart his fingers through Shoto's hair again. No wonder there's been no formal advertising for it. Yeah, usually I don't take this long to choose something, but I just couldn't find the right. Shoto trails off, his eyes catching on a familiar worn sketchbook on the table. Shoto? Shoto sits up, blinking owlishly, then turns to look at Izuku. Izuku. Izuku smiles. Shoto? Can you do the art album for me? Entropy. At T_Shoto. Paragon has been released on Spotify, Apple Music, and Google Play Music. Thank you for supporting me along the journey. I'm eternally grateful for such devoting fans. I'm screaming at I Love Entropy. Your music is great. Of course we support you. And also, the hashtag Entropy album is spectacular. Are you seeing the cover art? Hey, 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 at Mike_you. Hans, this whole entire album is top tier. You better win something for this. What's poppin' at Popcorn? At Hike_you, at Candid_yeah. The music is amazing, but what about the fucking music video? That shit was wild, serving visuals. Woo! Elsari, at GoGo. Alright, y'all talking about the tracks and the music videos, but can we talk about the elephant in the room? Intro_2_entropy. Is Entropy, Todoroki Shouto, gay? At this point, we have significant evidence to believe so, especially with his most recent album, Paragon. Many have believed that the album is a commentary about the industry and how the expectations for many traits are unnecessarily high, as well as unchangeable. Paragon, as a noun, means something perfect or model like, and so the idea of coming out under a name like that would speak heavily on the ideas of the album. We gather most of the evidence from the 12th track of the album called Something Sweet, which seems to be the first love song that Entropy has ever released. It seemingly revolves around the themes of a cafe barista he's fallen in love with, seen in the lines, "He has that apron," "One cup for show," and "Brew me something sweet, will you?" Some speculate that it's the same barista that flunked his order 3 weeks ago, whom Entropy talked about in the Canon Tonight interview. We know that this love isn't completely fabricated, like many love songs tend to be, with the very specific lyrics and lines that Entropy uses to describe the barista, primarily in the verse that reads, "He has 8 freckles, he has fern green curls, my day now sparkles, his love can unfurl." Something that all these verses share in common is how they're all about a male individual. Is this Entropy's coming out song? It makes sense, also given the fact that Entropy has shown no romantic attraction towards any woman. He's been asked in countless interviews about his love life and if he has a girlfriend, but every single time he responds that he's not interested. This has made many people, including myself, believe that he's to be Arrow Ace. But with Something Sweet, it's rather romantic themes, that might not be the case. I mean, either way, I'm going to support this probably gay icon because coming out would be very difficult, especially in Endeavor Studios where the pressure is notoriously high. Please send him all your support. Ooh, okay. I'm guessing the rest of this chapter will be the fallout of him coming out. As I said, Eraser Mike fanfiction is going to cover what this one is. I'm really excited for that. I'm excited for seeing how this comes out. The next episode will be the last, unfortunately. Sadness. Anyways, as always, do I not have anything else to say? Oh my god, I don't. Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and social down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.